Chairman.
Thank you very much. The chair now recognizes Mr. Bishop for 5 minutes for any questions he may have.
Thank you very much. Thank you for being here. What do you characterize the effect of these actions to address the backlog of deferred maintenance repairs? Would it now be harder to repair federal buildings with staffing and the budget cuts? If the staffing and the funds are withheld, wouldn't that make deferred maintenance even more?
Well, you have to have the people to take care of the building, so it depends if they have enough staff with the right capabilities to do that. I don't know if they do now or not, but that is a consideration. You need the right staff.
Right, and GSA basically is the real estate agent, but you don't know what you need because we don't know how many staff we're going to have, because all of that is in flux. And doesn't it seem to be a little precipitous to arbitrarily cut a certain amount of real estate, a certain amount of staff? People are just returning to work, and from what I understand, don't have places to sit because they've been working from home.
So that is definitely a challenge, especially when you're going through a large-scale transformation and the number of moving parts, return to office, reductions in force, new utilization data coming in. And so that is a challenge for GSA to manage.
With less staff.
It is, that will be a challenging thing to do. There are a lot of those moving parts, yeah.
But it's more difficult than it would be if it were done systematically with metrics and with transparency.
Right. A level of planning can help with these transformations to have, where you're trying, what's your end state you're trying to get to, and how do you best get there. And so a level of planning when you're doing a significant transformation like this is a good thing to do.
And there's not been transparency in terms of where you're trying to go and how you're trying to get there. It's just been thrust upon us suddenly. Is that not right?
So GSA would probably be best able to speak to that. I can say we know the thrust of the administration is to reduce property owned and leased space. I don't know their specific end goal, but they have been moving in that direction.
Okay. You've been there how long?
At GAO? GAO, I've been
since
at
2004.
2004, a long time.
Right, but the position that you're in now.
Now, since 2022.
Since 2022. And you don't have any idea what the goals are with where they want
Of
to
the
go?
current of the current administration, I know the goal is to reduce the number of leases, reduce federal property holdings, and reduce the number of leases that the federal government is in.
Did the previous administration have a plan to reduce?
They did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, are you familiar with that plan?
Yes.
Okay. And tell us about that plan.
Yeah. So that plan was also to reduce the amount of federally owned space over.
How much?
The administrator, the former GSA administrator, had identified potentially up to 30% federally owned property, but that was more of a notional goal. They had been working through portfolio analysis and had identified in December 34 properties to dispose of as an initial tranche.
So that was roughly 30%, and that was with a systematic examination.
The 30% was an aspirational goal of the administrator, but they were moving towards significant property reductions, yes.
I mean, the 30% goal, was that based on some data?
Yes, GSA has been doing analysis of its properties.
Right. So all of it is data, all of it up to this administration was data-based.
And I don't know what the administration has done or not on this. They may have an analysis as well. I can say in the last administration, from what the work we were doing, there was analysis being done on this.
Okay. I yield back.